Like drunks stumbling around basically singing karaoke over whatever act who paid to see? How about paying 30 bucks to park and waiting an hour to leave because the tandem parks and the one blocking you has a driver too drunk to leave? Been here a few times and don't get it. Driving is a huge pain, parking is a nightmare, and the shuttles all pick up weird places. The BYOB picnic atmosphere sounds great until folks are already sauced before the opening act and people are already yelling at each other about petty crap. Only saving grace is if you pony up a lot of money for a lower box, you can hear the actual music. It's a California tradition, but has eroded a lot over the years. I wouldn't go back if Kanye was opening for the second coming of Jesus Christ. Okay, so the venue, we're doing a venue today. It's the Hollywood Bowl. It's an amazing venue, my and my wife's favorite venue in all of the world. Outdoors, they've got VIP booths. They've got great seats. There's not a bad seat in the house. You got a great view. But let's go straight into the reviews. I want to see what other people are thinking. Go straight to this one. Supo P is her name. She's from the San Fernando Valley. 1 star. I am absolutely shocked to find Hollywood Bowl has a 4-star rating. I have never, ever, ever had any experience ever as horrific as this. Tickets for a Bocelli concert, 7 of us, purchased months in advance, full of anticipation, only to come and be stuck on the freeway exit for over an hour and a half. Come to find that not a single parking lot for over a mile block radius is available, completely closed off. The fact that on a weekday, you sell out to a concert but don't take into account the amount of people that will attend and the amount of parking space you should have available only shows that you have made an extremely profitable business. Guarantees sold out tickets, non-refundable, and maybe at best a 50% concert hall capacity filled because the other 50% is outside. Looking for parking until after the concert is over. I've gone to hundreds of concerts in Los Angeles and different parts of the world. Never have I had such a disgusting experience. Here's another 1-star review by Eleazar B. from Wilmington. May 10, we got tickets to see Andrea Bocelli. Traffic was bad. We got to the place at 8:15. The show already started at 8. We couldn't find any place to park. The parking was already full, and they have no one giving people directions on where to park. We drove about an hour trying to find a place to park and couldn't find any. What a horrible experience. We'll never again attend a show at the Bowl. Here's a review from Mystic M. 1 star. Love them. Parking. Why would they hold events the same time as the theater next door? To the point it's packed and parking situation is complicated. Also, my first time visiting, the anxiety of trying to get into the right area for parking. Also, when we got here, all lots full. Why sell tickets if you're going to have your lots full and not have the space? Waste of Mother Day tickets that my mom wanted to enjoy her favorite game of throats and gave up to try and find parking. Now, I'm not misreading these. I'm reading them as they are written. Greg N. out of Cypress, California. Worst experience ever last night for the Andrea Bocelli concert. Concert started at 8, so we arrived at 6:30, only to be rerouted multiple times by parking control. 2 hours later, we found ourselves stuck in traffic on Highland Boulevard, only to be ordered back on the road, 101. After viewing Apple Maps, the next closest parking lot, Lot D, was 45 minutes away. Ended up heading home with a headache and heartbroken wife. Mother's Day present. Thanks, Hollywood Bowl, for the most disorganized catastrophe ever. I feel for this guy. He really paints a picture of just what a crap. I mean, imagine the frustration that's building up as you're trying to get into your concert. Oh God, and you can't move. I've been there before, never again. You have to take the shuttle. That's the only way to go to Hollywood Bowl, is taking the shuttle. You're in and out, no problem. They prioritize the shuttle, so do that. Everyone's bitching about this Andrea Bocelli concert. Here's another one, Diane A. from Salinas. She came all the way down from Salinas. Saw Andrea Bocelli music was amazing. The venue was a disaster to the degree. They have absolutely no idea how to handle a crowd. You're screwed if you don't arrive at least 4 hours prior to showtime. Absolutely no information on the website regarding arrival, getting through security, etc. The fact that they allow people to bring in a ton of crap slows down the process. People come packed like they're picnicking and they're camping. On-site food and beverages grossly overpriced. That's anywhere, bro. Do not come to this place for any reason whatsoever. All right, Tyrone T out of Oak Park. 1 star. An absolute cluster F of a place. Total mismanagement is to understate this place. Had tickets to Andrea Bocelli. Showed up early. Been there plenty of times, but this time truly sucked. All caps. Sure, the concert was sold out, but traffic was so congested, it took over an hour to get from the freeway off-ramp 101 to the bowl. Traffic control was a joke. Then, every single one of the parking lots were full and no contingencies for people getting in. The 8 p.m. show, closest parking would have been on Hollywood Boulevard. And by the time we got there, it was already past 9 p.m. Why bother? Just went home. Sucks. All caps. And getting to eat $800 tickets because of their mismanagement is obscene. The bowl can shove it up their keisters. Never, ever, ever again. Here's Esmeralda out of Southgate with another fine 1-star review. First time going to Hollywood Bowl for my hubby and I, we went to see the Reba McEntire concert. Loved her concert. We have no complaints about her. Now, as far as the actual Hollywood Bowl, never again. Parking there is ridiculous. It's stacked parking, meaning once you're in, you cannot leave until everyone parked around you leaves. They also park them so close together, it's hard to even get out of your truck. The only good thing about the parking, we chose the closest parking lot, was it was a couple-minute walk to the Hollywood Bowl entrance. Got through security with no difficulties. They were in a good mood, which lightened the mood for everyone else. Signs showing where seat sections aren't the best. By the time we got to our section, it was dark. Couldn't read the numbers. Finally found our row. Seating is so tightly squeezed together, half the row had to either stand up on the bench or step up into the aisle to let us through. Benches are made of wood. There are no butt grooves in them. So sitting that long on hard wood was very tiresome. Hey. I won't say it. Rows are almost the same height. So if you got someone who's slightly taller, they will block your view. It happened to me. The whole time it smelled like skunk, devil's lettuce, Mary Jane, weed, pot, etc. Anywhere you walked, it stunk. Couldn't get to the bathroom. Some idiot was so drunk she passed out in there. So it was closed off. I understand stupid happens. The problem is there aren't many bathrooms nearby. Purchased some overpriced chicken tenders. Turns out they were serving them sushi style. Made me want to throw up. Had to waste another 20 minutes waiting to get my information for a refund. Along with several other customers, I will give credit to the manager and cashier. They helped to move everything as quickly as they could. I received the refund the next day. Ended up buying an overpriced pizza that was very tiny. Kids' pizza from restaurants are bigger. It had no flavor, dry, and only a few slices of pepperoni. I hate that shit. I want pepperoni on every single bite. That's just my personal preference. Hubby and I only had a slice of pizza each. The other half of the pizza we just threw away. I like the part where you can take your own coolers in. Unfortunately, we didn't take advantage of this. Heard so many great things about the Hollywood Bowl. I remember coming with family members as a kid to drop them off at concerts here. I always wanted to come and see for myself. I'm over it. Okay, here we go. Chris B out of LA. Why does everybody like this venue? This building itself and stars are beautiful, but the whole experience is ruined by everything else going on in the venue. I saw the same band at the Inglewood Forum and enjoyed it more, even though they are both large, impersonal venues. One, most importantly, leaving the event is a nightmare and the employees' disorganization adds to it. I left early to avoid it. I was directed by employees to a designated pickup area. Employees' plans for getting guests away from pickup area was to have one Uber come up at a time and call out people's first names. How does that work for 900 people? Since too many people were blocking the entrance, very few Ubers came through. After waiting an hour and having 2 cancellations, I approached an employee who said I was better off walking out of the venue and down the street. Okay, so why direct me to a pickup area and make me wait an hour and miss the end of the show? At least LAX has a line of cabs waiting. No such thing exists at the bowl. All right, number two. That was a hell of a number one. Two, the security is very strict about taking other seats, even when they are unoccupied, or about dancing in areas other than your seats. Three, the seats are uncomfortable and they are benches rather than individual seats. That's why you have to get a box. You have your own seats, you got a damn table, and you got your own space, really. Four, prices are outrageous. $20 for a can of beer and $29 for a can of wine. All right, let's do one more. James H. We've been had. Do not upgrade tickets if you go there. We asked for an upgrade and we were told our original tickets, $141, would be refunded, and we would be charged the new price of 300 smackaroos. They did not refund anything. They charged $300 on top of what we already paid, even though the cashier said the Apple show returned. We also were really upset when we got to our supposed seats, just to find out she also sold us seats way far back from the stage than she had showed us in her seating chart. We were going to go back, but the concert started, so we figured we'd just settle up this later. Today I called them after waiting a few days for the refund to possibly clear our bank account, and after 15 minutes, we're told they can't do anything because the concert had already passed. Really? Bad business. I've been upgrading tickets for years, but never had an issue until now. We will never return to the Hollywood Bowl. 1 star from Dave K. Iconic, but practically incompetent. Saw Dead and Company here for 3 consecutive shows. 3. Pros. Once you're in, the sound was great and the venue pretty. Cons. Virtually everything else. From parking chaos to line management, absolute total chaos to entrance security, inefficient and indifferent. Took over 1.5 hours to get in. To concessions, impossibly long lines, never ordered food. So to security, zero effort to keep the aisles clear, and boxes which are too small, tight, and folding director's chairs in them. I would not see a concert here again. Despite the cool setting, everything else is simply a nightmare. Okay, here's one from Sherry D. She's got a kangaroo in her profile pic. All right, 1 star. Went again, and parking is still horrible. Stacked parking everywhere. Tonight I had to quickly get out of my car and stand in front of it because the car in front of it almost hit my car by reversing. Instead, he hit my right shin. I will never drive here again. Dropped off, if possible. And this is she wrote a review 3 years earlier, and this is what it said. So much traffic. Parking was horrible. They had cars parked behind me, in front of me, on the side of me. There was no way of leaving without moving cars first. On top of this, parking was $28. It's ridiculous. They need to figure out another way to have the cars parked. This is true. It's a mess. Literally, you pull in, they have everyone pulling in, parking in front of each other. There's no way to get the hell out unless the person who's parked in front of you or in back of you moves as well. It's a disaster. Never drive there. My own personal advice. Check this out. This is Oscar from Pasadena. 1 star. Didn't even go in the venue. I'm an Uber driver. Last night, I dropped some passengers and one of your traffic guides took pictures of my car, front, back, and my face, and asked me not to come here anymore. And she said, doesn't allow me to bring any customers here anymore. Thanks. Okay. That was so stupid. I'm sorry I read that to you. Okay. Chara from Rancho Palos Verdes. Number 1 star. This is all I read because this is the fun stuff. The venue is beautiful, but parking is a nightmare. I won't come to another event here simply because of the parking. I've been here twice. Getting here with an Uber is not a problem, but getting an Uber back was almost impossible. The second time we got parking in lot A. Good luck trying to get out. She got a picture. Just a shit show. All right, Brandy. 1 star. I always bring my own food to the bowl, and now I know why. Not sure why a venue needing a fast turnaround to feed a crowd of 17,500 would choose an item that needs time to bake. And don't be fooled by the pizza and barbecue sign. It's pizza only. More like an $18 piece of cardboard. And people were pissed. Huge crowd standing around waiting in a long line. not the state of mind you want to be in before seeing your favorite performer, not the experience you want, great shows, but do not order the food.